one. iONNA!
As was expected, 2025 is shaping up to be a very active year for the iONNA project. Let's go ahead and get into what's new. First off, going over quickly the milestones of this project. In June 11th, 2024, they selected their headquarters, which was basically their debut to the world. And they began the process of hiring their teams, building out the actual facilities that would become their headquarters. And in December 2024, they opened 4 stations into what they called a public beta. February 4th, they had their official opening last month. So this is a very fast spin-up of a electric vehicle charging network. I picked up this cardstock at the Out of Spec Cars and Coffee in December. It describes what their mission is. Feel free to pause if you're unfamiliar with the iONNA project. They have several different types of EV charging stations. They branded them rechargeries as a new colloquial term. And these ones over here, the rechargery beacons, are the very large flagship locations with many stalls, probably 20 stalls or more, canopies, all the fixings. We haven't seen any of these yet. At least I know of none. I don't know of any. But definitely looking forward to being able to see a very large iONNA station getting introduced into the community. But they do have these other categories of rechargeries. I mentioned that the last week, Hubject and iONNA announced a partnership. There was a coast-to-coast EV live stream with one of the Hubject executives, which I'll link down below in the description. They provide integration services like Follow Me services, which allows you to use a ChargePoint app on an EVgo station and that type of thing, and also plug and charge services, a few other things which help facilitate. And as far as I know, there's no iONNA app. I looked in the App Store just before doing this video, and there's no iONNA app. They seem to be relying on OEM apps and third-party apps, at least for the time being. It doesn't seem as though they're placing a priority on creating an iONNA app. However, just this past week, there was some progress made in those integrations. Ford and iONNA announced that the Blue Oval Charge Network has been expanded to include iONNA. And there was a press release into, I don't know if I call it a press release, but there was a post into LinkedIn which described that, and they put this picture of a Lightning doing some integration testing at a iONNA rechargery. I actually know this is the Apex recharger. I know it well. Additionally, BMW owners have been able to start charging sessions from within the BMW app, and there's been multiple instances on PlugShare where people are saying they've been able to initiate a iONNA charging session using the ChargePoint app. This is the map, and anyone can go into PlugShare and set the filter to iONNA. They allow coming soon locations to have iONNA be selected as the CPO. Some CPOs restrict coming soon locations, and it allows them a little bit more control, but so far iONNA does not. So this is, as far as I know, a comprehensive picture of both open and coming soon locations for the iONNA network. If this ever changes, I'll just go rogue and make my own map. But right now, this seems to be reflective and accurate. Several new additional known sites have been spotted right here we finished up last time with Portsmouth, New Hampshire, so all these other ones are new. Janesville, Wisconsin, the way I found this was I have a Google alert that sends me emails once a day if it matches iONNA or Rechargery. And what I found was this article by a local radio station indicating that at 2081 Moore Street, which is a Menard parking lot, and I'll show what it looks like later on in this video, there's a greenfield plot of land that they seem to be building into, and it says 16 stalls. Obviously, it will have a canopy because iONNA is all into canopies. Janesville, Wisconsin. So that's how I found this one. It's also found through people just kind of walking around. That actually seems to be happening more and more, where people are just walking around and all of a sudden they stumble across a construction fencing with iONNA. They have like a vinyl screen that they add to the construction fencing, indicating that it's an iONNA build. And that's been happening several times as well. We also get announcements directly from iONNA off their website. So all these things, and permit hunting also. So all these things combined is where we get these. So let's go ahead and get into what we have new. And here's the Easter egg referred to in the previous about Blythe, California. It says spotted an Easter egg, but we don't know where, but we see the word Blythe, and there's only one Blythe in the United States that we know of, so California. Fruta, Colorado. A little bit of additional information right now. You can see there's no construction. There's some utility markings and this public notice of the Planning Commission having a meeting on, when is the meeting? 2413, that's the application number. It doesn't say when they're having the meeting, does it? No. But once that happens, assumingly it'll start with the construction. But this right now is just a for sale plot waiting for zoning regulations to change. And there's several situations where that's similar for the status of the iONNA build, where they're waiting for a planning commission decision before proceeding with construction. This is what it'll look like at that station once it's complete. You can see 2 canopies and a detached facility that has restrooms behind and kind of like a refreshment area in front, which is this building right here. Granbury, Texas has seen some progress. You can see the construction fencing now has the mesh hiding it taken down. The chargers are in the ground. The plaza work looks all to be complete, and the bollards have the orange coverings on top of them. So this one seems to be coming along pretty well. You can see right over here is a Starbucks. So that's a nice partner that they're working with at this location. Goodland, Kansas, there are no pictures yet, but this was announced. I think this was part of the previous update, but no update as of yet. Here's the Janesville, Wisconsin that I was talking about in the Menard parking lot, and it's just a big open plot of land that has a for sale sign on it according to the Google Street View. And this is what they're waiting for the zoning commission according to that press release or that news release for it to be approved for them to proceed with the construction. Warner Robins, Georgia, this was found by Chris. He was just going into the grocery store and saw this in the parking lot. And, you know, they have 100 sites under contract as of February. So last month they said they had 100 sites under contract. Likely by this time that's even more. We're supposed to have 1,000 stalls open by the end of this year. So very likely if you're walking around and you happen to see construction fencing and the word iONNA on a big vinyl sign like this in your neighborhood, you're likely the first one to see it. And I'm expecting this to be an increasingly common occurrence where people just randomly see these things in grocery store parking lots. Tallahassee, Florida, we do have a rendering courtesy of Alejandro EV66. And this is, again, is just a vacant plot of land with a for sale sign. I believe this one is also waiting for planning commission decisions. Oviedo, Florida. This was spotted by Alejandro EV66 through permitting. It is northeast of Orlando. And someone, and I think this might be Jim's EV Adventure, who was able to isolate the actual location of where this is going in. Put this additional picture into PlugShare, which shows it's right next to the Chicken Salad Chick location. Blue Springs, Missouri. Red Foreman did a site visit video to see how much progress has been made, and we do have the conduit completed and the pedestals poured with the bollards uncovered in front of each one of the pedestals. So there is progress going on at Blue Springs. Similarly, David was able to take this picture, and wow, what a beautiful canopy. And the chargers are in the ground. We've got 6 over here, and there's a 7th one off to the side. You can see it's in the plans over here. Here's the convenience store that has now been renovated. It's painted. This looks like it's ready to go. And according to David's post, he spoke to someone who said that this should be opened next month, April. McKinney, Kansas. There's no additional updated pictures, but a PlugShare user mentioned he did a drive-by, and the chargers are actually in the ground. So this should be moving along at iONNA speed as well. And somehow they figured out how to get transformers installed pretty quickly. So I'm not sure how long it's going to be, but I wouldn't expect by July 4th, this thing is not charging cars. EV Texans is doing a terrific job doing site visit videos through the Dallas-Fort Worth area and down into Corsicana, Texas. I'm going to link his video of the site visit of this. And he actually did two videos, one where he was driving to the location and then one where he's actually at the location, him and his wife. This is the Red Knight, I believe is what they call it, the Red Knight. It's a Chevrolet Blazer EV. But just a beautiful looking charging station right off the interstate, and you can see the iONNA branded sign up here. Nice blue and orange color palette. All the chargers are installed, and it's a very nice facility. It's a Texas C-store, so it's not like a small C-store. It's a big C-store with not one, but I think there's 3 different types of barbecue in there. It's beautiful. It made my mouth water when I was watching the site visit video. Anyway, looks like it's getting ready to be opened. And this was specifically called out when they did the ribbon cutting by the CEO, Seth Cutler, saying that it was going to be open in Q1. Now, Q1 ends at the end of March, so I don't have any updated pictures, but very likely this is as far along as the, let's see if I can go back, as far along as this. So it's likely got a canopy that looks like this now, and it's not too far from my house, so I'm thinking of going here and taking a look to see how progress is going, because this is also cited as a location that's going to have the Amazon just grab and go checkout. So it's got a lot of excitement around its opening, and it's said to be opening this month according to Seth Cutler's statements at the ribbon cutting. Wilcox, Arizona has made some progress. The construction fencing is down. All the chargers are in place. What is not in place is the transformer. So waiting on a transformer, but as you can see, not much left to do here in Wilcox. And lastly, Huber Heights. There was a mention in PlugShare saying that this does seem to be stalled out, and that was the speculation as well that I was having concerning the fact that it was having construction occurring, but there was no mention from iONNA about its progress. Now, I do want to call out one other thing. I neglected to do so. Let me go back to the actual list of coming soon locations right here. Grand Prairie, Texas. It was announced on the iONNA website that there are 2 Grand Prairie, Texas website rechargeries. One of which we knew about, and that's the one that was pictured here by EV Texans right here. This is Grand Prairie, Texas, but this is Grand Prairie South. There's also, according to iONNA, a Grand Prairie North that we do not have any information on yet, but it is in PlugShare, and it's only a matter of time before someone stumbles across it and sees another iONNA rechargery popping up in their neighborhood. Thanks for watching.